All right, guys. Hello. Finally back. Sorry it took so long. I just beat Act 3 in Cruel. I am now at maps. I haven't even done my first map. I This will basically just be the update for the end of the campaign and going into early maps. I will do one again once I'm a little bit further into maps and I'm starting to get a few more upgrades. But this is what I ended up doing. Some of these are nonsense. Like I just have these here for no good reason. So ignore some of these. Like I don't even use the default attack anymore at all. I use oil grenade. Right now it's got second wind, strip away, and encumbrance to make them a bit slower. That seems to work fine with me. That's what I've got on it. If you feel differently about wanting to use this in a different way, I do recommend you use oil grenade because it is our way of exposing the enemy that we are fighting at the time. I've been using explosive grenade. Does it actually help damage a lot? It does do a decent amount of damage. It has the highest tooltip damage in my abilities, but I don't know if it's actually doing a whole lot. I don't know. If you don't like using explosive grenade and you want to use something else here, or you want to drop it completely and find another solution, go ahead. That's fine. But I've been using explosive grenade. It seems to do something, but it's definitely not the main source of damage. The idea behind this is I'm not using ignite as a way of dealing ignite damage. I'm just using it as a multiplier to the rest of the damage. And I don't know if that's what everybody else is doing, but that's what I'm doing. So on the tree, I'm taking pin, which isn't affected by the element. So don't worry about how much ignite damage you're doing. What you're really worried about is just having the ignite on the enemy itself. And there definitely could be some changes in the tree to reflect that better, and or the skill gems I've chosen to make the ignites last longer. But anyway, explosive grenade, concentrated effect, ingenuity, and expedite if you want to use it. Here's the main breadwinner for a lot of our damage. I'll show you my items as well. But artillery ballista, I've been using elemental focus, which you can use martial tempo. I haven't really tested if which one is better to have at first. Either martial tempo or elemental focus, because this isn't what you're using to ignite things. Acceleration, primal armament, and immolate are the chosen skills for this. Is like the main source of single target damage you're using. You can also drop it just anywhere. It's a lot of mana to do. 106 cost of mana is still a lot. So you're going to have some kind of mana solution if you're spamming this out, which you will be. So I was definitely feeling the mana issues as I was playing in the final campaign part. Didn't mean it stopped me in any way, but it's definitely an issue that was getting worse. So I'm going to have to find a way to fix that, and hopefully I'll have that done by the time we get to around middle game of maps. Obviously, emergency reload. It's a great empowerment for your siege cascade, which is what I've switched to from explosive bolt. I was using explosive bolt, but now I'm using this. I have premeditation, which just gives me more empowered to the skill it empowers, and then persistence for a longer buff. I don't really think this matters much. I don't really have anything to put in it, so it wasn't really something I was worried about. You don't have to put anything in it other than premeditation's the mandatory one. Persistence isn't mandatory at all. It's optional. Siege Cascade is our main spamming skill. So, and right now I've only got it on a 4 link, but it's locked down for more pin buildup, because the more pin buildup you can get, the better. The first hit initially probably won't kill the enemy, but if you can pin them with that first hit, then, which it does typically in my opinion, you can get that immobilized and have that 200% more damage up a lot more often, which is what we're going after. Ignition, because this is what you're going to be using as your main spam skill, and this is what is doing a lot of the igniting. And then fire infusion right now. I will have a POB in the description that shows you what the 6 links will be. So yeah, that's that. Here's the auras. I'm using these because I can't really find any other things to go good with it. I actually may drop explosive grenade and go for flammability. Flammability, though, requires intelligence, so you need to get your intelligence up if you want that. Gear will be very basic in the PoE in the POB. I expect that you will be able to handle getting the necessary stuff, and I'll show you what's on my gear that shows you what you want. Especially for damage scaling for artillery ballista is mostly level scaling, plus the level of projectile skill gems is the most significant. Then lots of fire local damage on your crossbow, and elemental damage. So these are the skills. Overwhelming presence is okay. You're not always in the presence of an enemy. But yeah. Anyway, but when you are, it helps ignite them, so that's nice. And then, of course, Herald of Ash just help ignite things and overkill stuff, so good stuff. In my opinion, so far. Damage definitely wasn't lacking. I can definitely tell that since we're mostly evasion armor right now, tankiness could be an issue. I only have 1,300 life right now, and that's definitely going to need to go up if I don't want to die over and over in later maps. But until you are comfortable with your tankiness, until you make a decision on what you want to do with that, if you don't want to stay armor evasion, you don't have to. You can try and go over to be an ES build, ES evasion. It's going to be hard because we're on the opposite end of the tree, but if you feel like you can do it, you can do it. Anyway, tankiness is an issue. I would recommend playing white and blue maps until you feel like your character isn't dying a whole lot. Or low mod rares. Okay, let's do this. So this is my weapon. It's not even qualityed up. I haven't gotten quality, but I got pretty lucky on it, I would say. It actually, the only fire damage it even has on it is the lesser runes it's got in it. The major part I got was just the +4 to level of all projectile skills. It's not perfect, but it definitely got me through the campaign. Those +4 levels basically carried me throughout the rest of it. I don't even know if the 97% increased elemental damage with attacks is doing much. It probably is, but I don't know. And I don't see myself shocking enemies a lot, so I don't know if the local lightning damage is doing a whole lot. I think it is, but I didn't put in the tree, in the POB, that we are shocking things. And I don't have this gear in POB, that's why I'm hovering over it. If you want to like review the gear and see what I've got on that got me through the campaign, you can just sit here and pause the video on each item and see what has been used. I'm using this for reses and stats. I know it's got spell damage on it. Spell damage doesn't help us at all. Neither really does crit all that much. We're not really much of a crit build right now. We may go back. We may go into crit later, but right now we're not really a crit build. Here's the other ring. Here's the boots I just got. They're only missing basically life to be really good. I got a +2 charms belt here, which is really cool. It's kind of meh otherwise. It's got chaos resistance, which is really, really cool. But anyway, oh yeah, and the talisman, the bear talisman for 8 additional % area of effect, which isn't crazy, but hey, it's something. Anyway, that's my gear as of right now, as of the recording of this video. I'll actually do this